picked up a baby bird once. To you it felt kind. To the parents, it may have looked like predation. If that bird was feathered, hopping and yelling, it was probably not abandoned at all. It was likely a fledgling, stuck in the messy stage between nest life and real flight. And while you leaned down, the parents may have been watching the whole scene from cover. To you it looked like rescue. To them, it looked like a large animal taking their young. That mismatch is behind a huge number of baby bird mistakes in backyards. The comments on this topic split in two. Guilt on one side, good intentions on the other. So let's sort out what the parents actually saw, when help is truly needed, and how trust gets shaken. Stay for the fledgling section, because that one distinction changes almost everything. Most grounded baby birds are fledglings. A fledgling is a young bird that has left the nest but still flies badly. For days it lives low, grass, shrubs, fence lines and awkward little launch attempts. Meanwhile, the parents keep checking in, often returning again and again with food. That helpless look is often not an emergency. It is what practice looks like. Cornell guidance is blunt here. Most feathered baby birds on the ground do not need rescuing. They usually need space, nearby cover, and time, not a human hand. That is why rehabbers so often say the first move is to watch, not grab. If the bird hops, calls, and looks fully feathered, pause before you intervene. The baby may be right in the middle of a normal stage its species depends on. What feels urgent to us can look completely ordinary to the parents. The parents saw a predator pattern. Birds do not judge your intentions. They judge the sequence: approach, contact, removal. You close the distance, touch the young, and change the scene. From a parent bird's view, that sequence looks a lot more like predation than rescue. A cat does it, a raccoon does it, a hawk does it with claws instead of hands. So, in the parent bird's threat system, your action may land in the same category as attack. That does not mean every bird will hate you forever. It means a serious danger flag may have gone up in that moment. Parents may freeze, scold, track you, or keep their distance afterward. From their side, your hands just became part of the risk story. Wild trust can disappear faster than human guilt shows up. The whole yard may hear about you. If you heard sharp chips or frantic calls overhead, that was not random background noise. Many alarm calls actually carry information about what kind of danger just appeared. Chickadees, for example, change call structure when a threat feels more severe. And other birds listen because somebody else's panic can save your life. So one nervous parent pair can turn your single action into a neighbourhood update. A cardinal in the hedge, a nuthatch on the trunk, a jay on the fence all start recalculating. You were not just noticed. You were announced. That helps explain why a yard can feel different right after one tense moment. The silence afterward is often not emptiness. It is birds reassessing the map. Once a place feels riskier, birds land slower, flush sooner, and watch longer. Crows and jays can remember faces. If the baby belonged to a crow or blue jay, the story can get much more personal. Corvids are famous for remembering individual human faces and teaching that information socially. University of Washington studies found crows scolding the same threatening face years later. Even younger crows can inherit that warning by watching older birds react. So, one bad interaction can spread farther than 1 yard and last longer than 1 season. A blue jay that saw you lift a fledgling may not forget the shape, pace, and profile. Not every corvid reaction is dramatic, but the recognition can be very real. That is why some people swear certain jays suddenly start shadowing them from tree to tree. The science is not saying birds hold human grudges like people do. It is saying they are extraordinarily good at storing useful threat information. Even songbirds remember the place. Most songbirds are not crow-level face specialists, but that does not make the event disappear. Many small birds remember routines, locations, and the emotional feel of a place. If the threat event happened near your feeder, shrub, or porch, the yard itself can change meaning. Birds that once fed calmly may start flushing sooner when you step outside. A robin that used to sing from the fence may retreat deeper into cover for a while. What you notice next is often subtle. Fewer relaxed visits, more alarm notes, more hesitation. That is not birds being dramatic. It is caution doing its job. Wild trust is built from repeated safe outcomes, not from one bowl of seed. One startling event may not erase everything, but it can reset the tone fast. Food alone will not instantly cancel a danger memory. Sometimes helping is absolutely right. None of this means you should ignore a bird that truly needs intervention. A featherless nestling with closed or barely opened eyes should not be on the ground. If you can safely return that nestling to the nest, do that. And the old myth is false. Most bird parents do not reject babies just because a human touched them. An injured bird, a cat-caught bird, or a baby in immediate road danger is a different case. Real rescue situations exist, and kindness works best when it is paired with correct identification. The problem is not helping. The problem is misreading a normal fledgling as abandoned. That is why so many well-meant rescues accidentally interrupt healthy parental care. In comment after comment, people remember the emotion of the moment more than the stage of the bird. Learn that difference once, and you prevent a surprising amount of unnecessary interference. What to do if it happens again? The safest first step is usually to stop, observe, and give the parents time to show themselves. Watch from a distance before deciding the bird has truly been abandoned. If you can, keep dogs and cats indoors or away from the area for a while. If the fledgling is in immediate danger, move it only a few feet into nearby cover. Then back away and let the adults resume the job you interrupted. If you already handled the bird, the best repair is calm distance and predictable behaviour afterward. Stop checking the nest. Stop hovering. Stop revisiting the scene every few minutes. Fill feeders at normal times, move slowly, and let the whole yard settle. Over time, many birds lower the alarm response when nothing threatening keeps happening. The quiet rule is simple. Help less often, but help more accurately. Watch first, rescue second. You may have picked up a baby bird out of compassion, but wild birds only get to measure actions. Sometimes the right action is rescue. Very often the right action is restraint. And once you learn that difference, you start seeing fledglings, parents, and your own yard much more clearly. Tell me in the comments if you ever helped a baby bird and what happened next in your yard. Comment your baby bird story below, because real backyard experience teaches more than folklore.